Borough Market rocks.
Welcome back to Borough Talks, the Borough Market podcast. I'm Giulia Crouch, and this summer we're back at London's most iconic food market, speaking to the chefs and traders who bring it to life.
I personally like a strong builder's brew. So I call this like a builder brew with a hint of India, why not?
From the grill at Gole to the ham roll pasta at Padella and unique flavours from La Pepiá and Bianca Mora, this season is all about bold food and the people behind it.
The Italians doesn't eat on a feet. They need to sit on the table and talk to the people and enjoy that moment.
Join us as we dig into their stories.
What better to do than bring something from my country to just show it here to the people?
Seasonal ingredients.
It's really quite spicy and it's full of things that I love.
And take a closer look at what makes this market so special.
This beautiful building and this place, you'd be stupid to say no to a restaurant in Borough Market.
Cheers, guys.
This is Borough Talks. I am so pleased to be joined today by Joel Ferrer, founder of La Pepiá, which is a Venezuelan deli very famous for its delicious arepas. Tell me how La Pepiá came to be in Borough Market.
We came here in 2019, but back then we were doing hot food. I remember I received an email from Borough Market inviting us to be guest traders back then.
How come they got in touch with you?
I'm not sure.
That's so lucky.
I'm not sure. I think back then we were in Molby. We also were going around in other markets. And somehow we received an email and we were so happy to come here.
Yeah.
And we did our period here. Then the pandemic came and then we didn't know any more about Borough Market. And then through the years, I wanted to develop my salsas. We were doing hot food still in Molby Street. And I applied to be a producer. And I sent some of my salsas and then they eventually called me saying that I could get a guest pitch. Then we just brought the salsas, introduced the arepa again, but as a gluten-free alternative for bread.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's how we came.
So for any listeners who don't know, tell us what an arepa is.
Okay, an arepa is a sort of bread, but made of corn, commonly used in South America. We really use corn there and not wheat. Yeah, it's basically cornbread. Colombia does it as well, Venezuela, Salvadorians make pupusas, Mexico make gorditas, will be the equivalent of that. So it's a very versatile bread that can support any filling.
And how is it normally eaten? And like at what time of day?
In Venezuela, we eat it any time of the day, mainly breakfast, also dinner, and also when you're having lunch.
So does it just accompany your meals?
In the morning, it's like the main. So we stuff it with, it could be scrambled eggs, it could be any kind of cheese, avocado, black beans. You normally have some coffee. And then like midday kind of stuff, when you're having lunch, you normally have the leftover arepas that you prepare in the morning and then you have it as a side like bread. But instead of having bread, you have like arepa.
And can you have sweet ones?
Yes. In Venezuela, there's one made with sugar cane. We made our own version. So we also use a lot of guava in Venezuela. So we make a salted sweet guava version.
That sounds delicious.
We create our unique version of the arepa. As we don't stuff it, but when we make the dough, we have one like is with tomato and basil. That's not common in Venezuela, but I would say that our arepas are inclusive. There's something new. They're sustainable. We use what we find in the market and mix it with our corn.
I love that.
And then create that. We have one with olive and rosemary.
Ooh.
And then we couldn't pass the cheese one, so we have one with cheddar cheese on top just to keep it more traditional.
Uh-huh.
And we also source the cheese from the market as well.
So you don't mind experimenting and not sticking to the tradition?
No, I don't mind at all. Actually, that is our concept. I would say my arepas are a little bit polemic, especially with the Venezuelan community. As when they see it's like a chocolate, like, what is this? Okay, well, that's a reinvention of the arepa.
Did they get outraged?
Some people, but then when you explain the concept and they try it, they say it's brilliant.
Yeah, delicious.
So it's just a little bit of experimenting with what you find here.
When you first opened your business, why did you want to focus specifically on the arepa?
Well, I thought it was a good opportunity to show the Venezuelan culture through my love for food. And I said, what better to do than bring something from my country and just try to just show it here to the people. And it's also a gluten-free alternative as well. So I thought
That's so
was
handy.
more interesting than keep doing whatever other food businesses were doing here. So let's bring something new.
Yeah, and it's such a signature of the country. You know, it's eaten with so many meals. It's kind of so important to the cuisine. And take me right back to the beginning then. When did you first have the idea to launch a food business? And when did you first come to London?
In 2015, I was about to do something like that in my country. And then because of the economic situation was getting quite bad and I wanted to learn English, I decided to move to London.
Did you know any English at that point?
No.
Wow,
No,
that's a massive move then.
Yeah.
How intimidating was that?
It was a little bit crazy, but I was excited, you know. I kind of wanted to learn and said, like, let me go to London,
So you just booked a flight, came to London.
basically.
Why did you choose London?
It was easier for me to come to London rather to go to the US. And also, I really like the culture here.
So what was that like when you first got here and you couldn't speak a word of English and you knew you wanted to set up this business? How did you even go about that?
I came in 2016 and I was already working on my project. Then I had to get a job, obviously. I'm a designer, but when I came here, I said, well, I'm gonna make a business. I have to work in hospitality to see how it works and also try to have some interaction with people so I can learn. So luckily I learned English quite quick. I'm still learning though, but you know, at first I thought it was very difficult, but after 3 months trying it just eventually started understanding.
That's amazing.
and meanwhile I was working on my project of La Pepiá, which is inspiring my grandma. Our logo is my grandma's face with a hoodie.
So did your love of food come from your grandma?
Yeah, I learned quite a lot from her. And that's why I inspired my business on her. Also, my salsa, the green herb, is inspired in her recipe. I obviously didn't have the recipe written or anything like that, but I knew what was in it. And
You could
and I
recreate
just-
it
yeah.
from memory. What are some of your memories of cooking with her when you were young?
Well, we did, I remember a lot of arepas with cheese. It was good in general. I felt she wanted to feed people in general. So she was very into cooking. So it was really interesting and nice.
Did you used to help her in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Or did you like just watch as she made things and learn that?
I watched and tried to help a little bit. And then,
Was she a really good cook?
yeah, she was.
What were some of her like signature dishes she made?
She made this arroz con pollo, which is rice and chicken. I think that was the signature. I remember going to we're gonna have rice and chicken. That was so nice.
Yeah. So then you're setting up your business. Where did it first begin? Where were you first? Was it Brick Lane?
Yes, on Brick Lane.
And that was
Just
selling arepas
selling arepas.
with different flavors.
Different flavor. We actually were making them from scratch in front of people.
Oh. How long
Um,
does it take to make an arepa?
Well, if you don't know, it might take a while, but once you know the consistency of the dough, and if you have your flat pan preheated, it should be around 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
It's quite quick, yeah.
And are they best eaten fresh, like straight away?
Yes and no. I would say yes because we are used to that. But as I say, in Venezuela, when you're having your lunch, you're having arepas that are from the morning, which taste really good still. That's why it inspired me to do the arepas that we do. As we don't sell them hot, we just prepare them in the morning and we display them as a pastry. So that's why we add as well stuff to the dough, like the tomato and basil, so it makes it more moist and it can hold for the whole day, even till the next day as bread, but it's a different texture.
And at the time when you opened, were arepas a thing that were like well known in London?
Not really. Not really. There was a few people doing it as well, but no, that wasn't very known. So it's been a hard work.
Yeah.
So we get that question like, what are those? Are those bagels?
And how has that evolved? Do you think people have like much more awareness now about different
Now,
cuisines?
100%. Yeah. Now people, not everyone, but a lot of people know about arepas. Well, it's been many years us making arepas, other Venezuelans around, also Colombians. So there's a dispute between Venezuelans and Colombians to see who created arepa. It's a common culture, you know.
Yeah.
We both make it. Also, the use of corn, I think, comes from Mexico at the end of the day, and it's spread through Central and South America. So all of us has a little bit of that.
Do you think that focusing on like a single item is the key to success with a food business? Like, you know, you're known for your arepas and people come for that. Is that a good thing to do if you're setting up a food business?
Yes, but also the business evolves. So you have to move with the business. You have to understand the market. You have sort of understand what people want. That happened to me since I'm in Brick Lane. Once I tasted the water, I see what people like and what was the reaction. So it helped us to understand what was the main focus on the business.
To shape it, what kind of feedback did you get from customers and what did you learn from them?
Well, the first place, I would say the salsa. It was key. I have competitors around, and I realized that our arepas were better because of the taste of the salsa. It was a good combination with the corn, so that's why the business evolved that way.
So that kind of inspired you to launch this range of salsas?
Yes, 100%.
So tell me about them. How many do you have? What kind of flavors are they?
We have 3 salsas. These 2, we used to use them in the arepas. So the main one is a traditional Venezuelan salsa.
Is this the one that your grandma used to make?
Yeah. This is better known as guasacaca in Venezuela, which will be the equivalent of the Argentinian chimichurri, sort of.
Okay.
It's different, which is a way for people to understand.
What kind of ingredients are in there?
This one is coriander and green pepper. It also have onion, garlic, olive oil, white wine vinegar, sea salt. When I created the business, I wanted to use my salsa, but also I needed sort of a kick as well. So then I developed this one. Some people don't like coriander.
Yes.
So
My partner doesn't like coriander. It's an absolute tragedy because I love coriander.
I love coriander too. But some people that don't like coriander, when they try the salsa, they actually like it, which is crazy.
Oh, I love that.
So then I developed the salsa picante, which is a version of the green herb, but without coriander, and habanero chili instead, which we don't use much. So it's just a build up towards the end. It's not very hot. And that's it. I started with these 2. And then here in Borough, I developed the malvada, which is flame roast bell pepper, scotch bonnet and garlic. So it has more of a kick.
Yeah.
And also it's quite smoky and fruity.
Yeah, it's more of a like pale orange color.
No, it's quite bright actually. We can try them.
Oh yeah, let's.
Should we do it now?
Let's try some salsas.
Let's
'cause
try
they
some
look
salsas.
Lovely. Do you have a favorite one?
I like 3 of them. It depends on what I'm eating. I use them. So that's the green herb, which is very versatile. That can be used for anything really.
So this is like the most kind of traditional one, you would say.
Yes.
That's like very common.
100%.
Oh, so tasty. It's really Moorish. You just want to go back in and have more of it.
You can also have it for dipping. We also use olive oil from Oliviology, so it's organic olive oil.
In Borough Market.
In Borough Market.
Yeah, that's great that you use things from around the market.
Yeah, we try to source as much as we can from here, so it makes it more sustainable, and it have the whole thing of the market here. So
it's like an ecosystem.
yeah, exactly.
I just need to say about this green one, I don't think the coriander's overpowering at all. I think even coriander haters they might
They
not
love it.
necessarily
I swear. I said try
feel
it,
the
and
coriander.
yeah.
That's delicious. Let's try some others.
So the second one,
So this is the picante.
this is the picante, which is not that hot, but as I say, it will build up towards the end.
And so you have this with arepas. What else could you have this with?
With anything, it could be from steak
Oh, that's so delicious.
to
It
dressing
tastes
for salad.
sweet. And then you just get a little kick at the end.
A little kick at the end.
pleasant kick.
I'll say what we use. We also use
Love that one.
bell peppers. That's why you can find it a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
The olive oil that we use is also not too bitter.
Okay.
It's a Greek olive oil, so I think it's a really nice olive oil. And the malvada, I will say this is my favorite now
Okay.
because
Because it's your newest baby.
This took me like a year to develop this one. After having these two, trying so many things, I end up making this one, which is smoky, fruity, and it has a kick. So
Yeah, you're right. It is a very bright orange when you take the lid off. Oh, it's beautiful. Let me try.
maybe too much. But what I
it's
do,
delicious as
if I
well.
find it too hot, I use some of the green.
It does have more of a like building heat, but it's really tasty.
Yeah.
So tasty.
It has the fruitiness
I
from
could
the
keep
Scotch
eating
bonnet.
it. Yeah. Oh, I
Which
can't
is-
decide what's my favorite. Really liked the middle one.
People,
Picante.
since I developed this one became quite popular as people, when they try from the non-spicy, go to the middle one and then to the hot one. If they find it too hot, they inclinate themselves.
Yeah. I feel like they're kind of similar in the fact that you get the fruitiness first and then you get the spice, but this has a more lingering spice.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's very warming and nice. I wouldn't say it's too much, but I like spice, so
No,
it's okay.
actually the first batch or the first I did, they were quite too hot.
Okay.
Also, I found them myself quite hot and I just cut it down a little bit. So it's just about finding the right balance.
They're all perfectly balanced. That's what makes them so delicious. And you get those different elements in the taste, and that's what makes you want to keep eating them.
And soon I will launch a new one. I'm working on it.
What are you thinking?
I can say.
Oh, come on.
I can say.
Oh, that's very exciting.
It's something with mango.
Oh, yeah. Love the sound of that already. I love anything that's got sweet and spicy in one bite.
Yeah, that'll be nice. I'm working on it.
So how spicy is the cuisine of Venezuela?
Not that much.
Okay.
Not really. People think because we're Latinos, we're gonna be like Mexicans that we eat chili with everything, but not really. It depends. Like in the city, people don't eat too much spicy. Some people. I will say that outside, countryside, yes, people does, but it's not. We're not so crazy about spicy food. I do like spicy food,
Yeah.
but it's not that big. It's
How-
more about flavor. Venezuelans really like sweet and savory.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I recommend to try the salted sweet guava.
Oh, yeah. It sounds so good. I love that flavor combination as well. How regional is the food of Venezuela?
The arepa is everywhere, but it depends where you are. They make it differently. If you go close to the Andes, they use wheat in the arepa.
More like bread that we have
It's
here.
like bread, but round shape.
Okay.
That's there, and it's a little bit sweet. It's different. It's really different. By the coast, they also make empanadas with the same dough of the arepa that you can find by the llanos, which is part of the countryside as well. They eat it fry, or it's more meat because they use a lot more meat. By the sea, when they use then fish.
Sounds good.
It's
so
really
there's
good.
quite a few different variations. So
Yeah.
you doing your different variations in London is
As well.
it's not that weird.
I'm not at all. I think people is not used to this, you know.
Uh-huh.
And some people, especially people that's coming straight from Venezuela, there's like a shock. They're like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, what you've done with arepa?" But when they try, I say, "Oh my God, it's brilliant. It's delicious."
So I saw that you're quite famous for your cheese blanket ones. What's
Yeah.
a cheese blanket? That's
Wow.
something I need.
A cheese blanket literally is a blanket of grilled cheese that we stuff inside arepa with some of our salsa.
Oh, incredible.
We are not currently doing that, but I am looking to do that again, as I keep receiving many emails or on Instagram, people asking to bring that back.
I bet that was very popular.
Yeah,
What kind of cheese did you use for that?
Cheddar cheese.
Yeah, that's nice. Adding a kind of like British element to it.
Yeah, it have to be. I mean, that's why I say my arepas are inclusive, as we use what we find here, which is also delicious. You can find an organic cheddar cheese and then mix it with the corn and the salsa, and it just banging.
So do you get quite a lot of inspiration from the market and what's around you?
Yes, I do. I actually like to go around and look what's new, what people is making. The cheese blanket, actually, it was a sort of mistake. It happened by mistake one day in Mulvey Street. That I remember we used to have also our own chorizos. We create that, and we used to serve in the arepa with the cheese. And I remember I dropped the cheese on the grill and the meat wasn't ready yet, so I needed to wait a little bit. When it was ready, the cheese was already like, it was a blanket, literally. and I remember the customer said, oh shit, the cheese is quite crispy now. And he said, oh, it looks great, just put it in. And I put it, and it just, since that day, it just happened. Then the guy came again next day, and I said like, oh, I would like to have that again. And then that's it. Then people started liking it. Yeah.
Such a happy accident.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of good things are created that way by accident.
By accident, yeah.
What's your like go-to arepa pick? What would you have?
The simple, the better, I would say.
Okay.
You can have it with anything. Me, I like it with cheese, but I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't do cheese anymore. I will say black beans and avocado.
That's nice.
I would go for that.
And I read in an interview you did that you're kind of wanting to make kind of like quite ethical choices with some of your products. So you've tried to like reduce the amount of avocados you're using and reduce the amount of meat. What was the thinking behind that?
We used to work with avocado, but sadly in South America, to grow avocado, you need a lot of water. So you have people that don't get access to water because someone else is farming avocados, so they take the water. So it's not sustainable to work with avocado unless you live in South America.
Right.
That's why we stopped using avocado and we started using plantain instead.
Oh, you don't use avocado at all anymore?
No anymore.
Wow.
No anymore. We stopped using avocado because of that.
That's quite a bold move, because I'm sure you get some customers who are like, where's the avocado?
Yes. But then when you explain to them, they kind of make sense. I used to go and buy avocados myself, and you see towers of avocados. And sometimes you can't even use them because they are too hard or they're rotten. So
very often.
You know these communities in South America that are not having water because you're farming avocado, and at the end of the day, they come to London and they go to waste.
Yeah, they go
so
in
I
the
said,
bin.
I don't want to be part of that.
I love that
So
decision.
I just step back from the avocado business.
From the avocado life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe not enough people know that about avocados. They've become so popular. People, buy them every week in their shop, and I don't think they really think about the impact that could be having.
That's why every time we make an arepa or something, we try to find what's more sustainable. We rather to use what we find here than start trying to bring something we cannot.
Definitely.
And also just it's a way to leave the minimum footprint, or at least the impact of our product in the environment.
Yeah.
That's why we also use e-cargo bikes for transportation. That's why we have our unit in Bermondsey, so it makes it easier for the whole operation as well.
So this is really important to you, this kind of thing?
Yes, it is. Also, that's why I built my own production unit to produce our salsas as well. I tried to go to a producing manufacturer first, but they want to use a lot of E-numbers, emulsifiers.
Oh, really?
Rapeseed oil in the salsa, and I'm just against that.
Yeah.
I just kind of to want something clean.
Well,
and more
it tastes
sustainable.
better as well, doesn't it?
It tastes better.
Well, it's absolutely reflected in the taste.
Exactly.
And then where do you stand on like meat? How much meat do you use in your...
Well, we don't use meat at all.
Oh.
We also...
So you used to and you stopped?
We used to when we started, and then I realized I'm not in the meat industry. I don't want to work with meat. I kind of want to, I'm not saying that I don't eat meat myself, but I say I'm not going to work with that. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to bring is the corn, the arepa itself, and I'm sure we can work with something else. And the cheese blanket happened. We didn't need to use meat anymore. We used to do the grilled cheese that you find here. They make a great cheese here in UK. Also, the plantain, the use of plantain is more sustainable than using avocado. So we changed our vegan one was avocado and black beans, and then we changed it for plantain and black beans. Again, it comes with a sweet and salty flavor that Venezuelans love. So I think it was a good move.
I think that sounds like a really good combo.
Yeah.
So do you get much pushback on that kind of thing?
I do, but I don't care anymore as I'm making something new. Once people try it, they realize they don't need any of that. I mean, you can have meat. You can get my arepa, for example, here. You can go to Gastronomica and get a nice ham and do it yourself. I think it's more sustainable that way. Yeah. We don't really want to work with meat.
And do you think that kind of vegetable-based things can be just as delicious?
They are.
Yeah.
As a fact, they are. And it can have a lot of protein as well in beans.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of using meat. I'm not saying people that, you become vegan or whatever, but we don't really need to have the meat to have a good flavor.
And what have been some of your biggest challenges in setting up La Pepiá and your journey you've been on?
Oh my God, it's been crazy. The whole journey has been challenging. Everything from setting up a stall to comply with documents. I mean, I've been learning on the go.
Yeah.
So every time I create something, I realize, we have to do it this way or do it that way. So it's been challenging in general, but I think since we started, we have a great product. So it helped us a lot to build regular customers. With regular customers, you have cash flow, so you can invest. Thing is, it's like having a kid. Well, I don't have a kid myself, but you always investing. It's a kid that is growing. So you always have to be on top just to be able to make or to thrive around, really.
What advice would you give to somebody who wanted to do the same thing as you?
Do something else.
No, come on. You clearly love it.
Yeah, I love it. It's challenging. It's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of discipline. I will say, don't complicate yourself too much. You have to do things simple. When I started, it was everything very complicated. I was trying to do all the traditional dishes, all of that. And then I realized that you need to simplify, especially if you're working from the street, which is already quite challenging, just by the setting up gas cylinders, this and that. And then you're also gonna make a dish that takes 12 hours. You have to cook meat, go home. I used to do it, and it was not sustainable at all, and it wasn't simple. I think you need to find what's the right product that you are creating. But obviously it doesn't come that easy. You have to taste the water, and then from there start finding out, basically.
What's been like your proudest moment in this journey?
Beating Borough Market.
Really?
Yeah, getting here, it was difficult, but I really like the market. I like the community in the market. I like how the market works. I think it's more sustainable than other markets, and it's well known for many years as well. So when I got here, I was like, well, I'm proud that all this work is actually paying off.
And so, what would a typical day be like for you now?
Now, luckily, I have a good team. So I do a lot of the behind the scenes, all the paperwork here. I have my unit in Spa Terminus in Bermondsey now. I have the arepa maker there, which is like a chef of pastry that's very early there. So I go there normally in the morning. I do some admin, then I come to the market. I try to be a little bit with whoever is working that day in the market with us, because it's also important that the customer see you there and knows that you have a lot of passion for what you do. Yeah. So when you explain, that's basically my day-to-day now.
And what do you think is the next big milestone for La Pepiá? Where do you want to take it next? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I would like to expand in the way that I would like to see my salsas everywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's my main goal now. I would like also to produce our own corn. I'm not saying like farming, but just find a sustainable farmer, or just have the way to trace the corn and or produce it with someone else that also have the same philosophy than you, like someone that is sustainable. So we would like to have our own brand of cornmeal as well.
That would be amazing.
So I'm working on it. Let's see how long it will take.
Well, I think that's a great ambition to have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been so nice to speak to you, and your salsas are incredible. I loved all of them, even though they're spicy. They're just so tasty. Best of luck with your new salsa, and I'll be like down after to get an arepa.
Please. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased that you invite me here, and thank you so much, Giulia.
Thank you. Big thanks to Joel at La Pepiá for sharing his story and those incredible homemade salsas inspired by his grandmother's recipes. Borough Talks is hosted by me, Giulia Crouch. Produced by James Deacon. Audio, editing and sound by Chris Attaway. Video by Felipe Franco. Thanks to Nina, Bethan and Matt at Borough Market. And thanks to all our guests for the food, the conversation and all the time. And thanks to Gole for being the backdrop to this series.